More than 7,500 student athletes working to become champions in the league's 23 championship sports. 17 member campuses, educating more than 110,000 students, with an alumni base that tops the 1 million mark. The Pennsylvania State Athletic Conference making the PSAC proud.
Vulcan football is back and ready to take on the best the PSAC has to offer this fall. After road games at Charleston, Westchester, and Lock Haven, the Vulcans return to Adamson Stadium for the home opener on September 28th. Save the date for October 19th and homecoming versus Slippery Rock. The Coal Bowl comes to Addison Stadium on October 26th versus IUP. The home schedule concludes with back-to-back games on November 9th versus Edinboro and Senior Day November 16th versus Shippensburg. For up-to-date information on the Vulcans, follow Cal Vulcans on social media or go to calvulcans.com. For live games and highlights, go to CUTV Sports 1 on YouTube or the PSAC Digital Network.
Sports fans, we pack stadiums, arenas, and local gyms every day. And every sports fan is uniquely human. Seeing each play with your own eyes, triggering your own emotions. And as humans, we won't agree on every call, but we can act with empathy and consideration. So put yourself in the official shoes. Be more than a fan. Be officially human.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Phillipsburg Stadium here in California, Pennsylvania, where we have the matchup of the California Vulcans against the Wesleyan Bobcats. Ladies and gentlemen, we do thank you for joining us here. My name is Braxton Turner, and here will be joining me in a few is Gary Smith. But right now, we'll try to throw up the lineup today. Starting for Wesleyan, Paula Garcia, Cameron Bono, Kennedy Samargo, Paloma Zamora, Abby Fowler, Ellie Pergolotti, Hannah Murphy, Ava Badalo, Hannah Dietrich, Leah Rose, Ireland, and Maggie Queen. And for the California Vulcans, Emily Lumet, Caitlin Bickert, Caitlin Thomas, Cora Wilkins, Alicia Green, Isabella DeGlopper, Ida Zackerson, Hannah Morton, Lorena Moromis, Ashley Wilson, and Veronica Warnick. Right now, West Virginia Wesleyan only playing one game so far this season. 1-0 so far. The Vulcans, having played 2, right now 1-1. So the Vulcans definitely will look to get on the board with their first win of the season here. Definitely bounce back from last season and whatnot, see if they can do anything different previously. Beautiful sunny day here in California, Pennsylvania. Sun shining just right. Last time I checked the weather, high at 90, so I'm not sure if we at this point if we'll even hit it, but
the weather forecast by Braxton Turner. Braxton, I'm finally had a chance to join you. A beautiful, like you said, a beautiful evening here at Phillipsburg Soccer Complex, California. Coming into this game on the heels of a 2-1 non-conference loss against perennial GMAC team, the Northwood. I believe they're the Wolves. They might be the Huskies. I can't think off the top of my head, but they
Bobcats.
lost 2-1. Bobcats?
Yep.
Well, heck. No, West Virginia Wesleyan are definitely the Bobcats. West Virginia Wesleyan, they've played one game this year. They won against former West Virginia, not conference, but Salem University in Salem, West Virginia. They won the other day 3-0. So this is their second game, first road game. And we're looking forward to a great afternoon. In the net for California is Emily Ouimet. She'll be defending the goal to our left. And in the goal for the West Virginia Wesleyan Bobcats, Paula Garcia. California will have the ball first, and we'll start this contest out in Braxton. As a former athlete, what were your nerves like at the beginning of a contest?
Always at the beginning of a game, your nerves, of course, are going to be high, and that's perfectly normal. If you're not nervous, then you must not really care. There might be something wrong, but at this point, you really just want to settle into a game. That's probably the biggest thing, getting your nerves down at least and hoping you come out on top of that game.
Wesleyan trying to get something started here as they make an attack on the left side, bumped off the ball. California's Cora Wilkins. I'm going to go back over the starting 11 for both teams as a reminder. In goal for California, Emily Ouimet, then Caitlin Bickart, Kaylin Thomas, Cora Wilkins, Alicia Green, Isabella DeGlopper, Ida Zackerson, Hannah Morton, Lorna Romice, I can't read my own handwriting, Ashley Wilson, and Veronica Warnick, as there is a free kick for Wesleyan in the near corner. It's going to be sent to the middle into the heads. It's going to be knocked around, and it's going to be out for a corner kick. Looked like California had some trouble corralling it and just took the better course of valor, knocking it out of play and conceding the corner. The starting 11 for West Virginia Wesleyan, goal Paula Garcia, and then Cameron Bonella, Kennedy Samargo, Paloma Zamora, Abby Fowler, as there's a short corner taken nicely by California, but back collected by Wesleyan into the penalty area. Kicked out, now California clears. The rest of the starting 11 for West Virginia Wesleyan, Ellie Pergolotti, Hannah Murphy, Ava Badello, Hannah Dietrich, Leah Rose Ireland, and Maggie Queen. The action is on the far side. A throw in for California. We are about 2 minutes into this contest here, non-conference contest at beautiful Phillipsburg Soccer Contest or Complex, so plenty of time to join Braxton and our crew and everybody here at Phillipsburg. It's a beautiful evening. Try to be cleared for California. Collected on the near side. Played ahead of Zackerson. Give and go, and it's going to be a throw-in for West Virginia Wesleyan. On the other side, Braxton, again, if you're Wesleyan taking about the 3.5-hour drive to California, getting off the bus, what's the thing, if you're in their locker room in Sideline, what's the thing you want to try and impress on the team to try and get a good start here?
To be honest, like with games like these, you want to get in and get out as quick as possible, regardless of how many fans or what fans you have, especially with an away game. You want to try to keep them out of the game as well. But definitely do what you're supposed to and then keep the mistakes to a minimum.
California collecting near midfield to the near side of Wilkins. Wilkins being active early on in this game for California. Dishes off to Morton on the back line for California. Leaves it and giving up, and West Virginia Wesleyan trying to turn and get some space. And a good job of collecting it in the back for California was Caitlin Bickart. And she will take the return pass. So California made a little bit of a mistake and then got it right back. Now they try and work up the far side.
Yeah. The biggest thing for any good team, the hallmark of a good team, is being able to keep possession through the majority of the game. That, of course, that's not always going to go in your favor, but the longer you can keep possession, the less of a chance that other team will have to score.
Bickar now giving it on the far side. California trying to collect and regroup for midfield. And then a long pass down the left side. California has a step. 2-on-1 if they hurry. Pass to the middle and a shot and off the net, but a good effort by Ada Zackerson. She took the pass, just put it to the far left, and that'll be the first shot on goal and the first highlight, Braxton, that I can mark down for our highlight package on CUTV Sports 1.
And good pressure there early, just kind of fizzed it out. Definitely good defense by the Bobcats. They're able to just spoil that run there.
You always got to worry on that if you're the attacking team that is the second player on side, because they definitely were. Just California missed that goal by about 3 feet, and it's still scoreless here. Less than 5 minutes in, and California in the early part of this game is controlling possession versus the Bobcats, and another steal for California. That's collected by Green. Give and go. And a good job there that time as the ball is going to come over the touchline. I believe that should be a throw-in for California. As I said, Green did a good job of getting out of the way. Quick throw-in for California. To the near side to Zackerson. And there's going to be a whistle, and I believe that's going to be a kick for California. There's some collision in the open space there between both teams.
So far, the Vulcans keeping up the pressure early, and from what compared to the team we've seen last year, this seems like a different team in terms of their ability to work together, a little bit more companionship, sportsmanship there from the team there.
Free kick now for California. Into the box, looking for a head, nothing doing. Good job of defense for Wesleyan as they get it out, but the pressure still is deep for California on the far side of the penalty area, trying to work in. Pass to the top of the penalty area. It's going to be collected by Paula Garcia. California continuing to get the pressure up. California, their longtime head coach, Pete Curtis, in their second home match of the game. They started the season last week at Lock Haven with a 1-1 draw. I believe both of those goals were scored in the first half for each team. And then a 2-1 loss this past Sunday versus Northwood out of Michigan. Wesleyan now trying to get something through the middle. Backline playing it to the near side now. It's Dietrich. Dietrich give and go to the near side. Hannah Murphy now looking for something. She moves in to the penalty area and collected and kicked away. Good job of the defense by California. Braxton, this is about the second sustained pressure for Wesleyan in this early going.
Yeah, so far, as you said, definitely keeping up the pressure. But the Vulcans so far doing a good job of keeping it to a minimum, not really worried to point. Haven't really let it get into the box or probably pretty much taken possession from the Bobcats in the final third.
Give and go attempt there by Wesleyan. Cut out by California by Ashley Wilson. Wilson trying to get something ahead. There's a foot race now. Looks like California has a step. We'll get through, and that's going to be out for a referee hasn't signaled anything. I believe that's a goal kick because I think California got a boot on it, but they're coming down like it could be a corner. And it will be a California corner kick. Going to the corner for California will be Lorena Romice. In California now, that pressure, let's see if the pressure can pay off for the Vulcans. Good foot race there. I believe that was Ashley Wilson trying to get there, and I believe she was able to get enough of the foot off of the defender to force this corner. Corner high, arching. It's going to go through the box, tracked down by California. It's going to be fought for and knocked out of play. Quick throw-in for the Vulcans, trying to get it into the box. And that's going to be kicked out of play, and that'll be a goal kick for the Bobcats. So pressure in this early part of the game has definitely been tilted one side towards the Wesleyan goals. California doing a good job to try and take momentum early in this game.
Yeah. And as you see in the last couple of times, the Vulcans have even gotten a couple shots or gotten somewhere in the boxes off of a missed shot or off of a steal from off of the Bobcats. And oftentimes that's your free looks to the goal will come off of those stolen balls or deep in the defender's own territory.
California trying to give and go, nothing doing. Cleared out by Wesleyan off the heads, and what California is going to collect it along the back. It's going to be swung far side to near side. California doing an effort just out of the reach of the feet of Cora Wilkins. That's going to be a throw in for the West Virginia Wesleyan Bobcats. Throw in for Wesleyan. Out to Hannah Murphy. Murphy being cut out there by Alicia Green. Good job by the Vulcan forward. Fought for some chippy play in the middle between the two teams. See how long the referee will keep a whistle in his pocket. California working to the far side now. Just cut back towards Hannah Morton. Morton just wisely and calmly shoots it back to Emily Ouimet, veteran goalie for the Vulcans, who resets and gets it out to Cora Wilkins. Wilkins, the senior from Zanesville, Ohio. Back out. California trying to really do some probing long passes to try and break down the defense of Wesleyan. There's a pass too far, intended for Galen Thomas, and out of play. Throw in for Wesleyan. There's a whistle right in front of the Cal bench, and it's going to be a foul against the Vulcans and a kick for Wesleyan. So the other thing we haven't talked about really, Braxton, again, as a former athlete yourself, in a game like this, early season, not a lot of reps for either of these two teams. Like we said, California coming into this game, two games. This is their third. Wesleyan, this is their second. It's been pretty cool the last couple weeks, and today's probably the most humid day both teams have faced in a while. What's that going to do to an athlete? Is there's a give and go. We'll get back to that in a second. Shot to the middle, and it's going to go too far and cleared by California, but not far enough. Fought for and headed out, and that will be a corner kick for the Bobcats. So California had a chance to get that out for a throw and didn't get quite enough muscle on it. It's going to be a corner kick for the Bobcats. Two players in the near corner. Short corner as they try and set something up. Top of the penalty area. Nothing doing. Cut out. Good job of the defense for California. I believe that was Zach Zadrickson who fights for it at the top. Taken by Wesleyan. Wesleyan shot and saved by Ouimet. Good confident save by the veteran Vulcan goalie.
Yeah, definitely good job there by the Vulcans. Keeping the Bobcats on their heels and keeping them outside the box there. May at that point giving the goalie plenty of time to react to that shot there.
California now trying to settle things down as Wesleyan's had the better of the play in the last 2 or 3 minutes. Settling down is Green. Green resets to midfield. Far pass to the far side. Corralled. Both teams trying to settle. Just a wayward pass by the Vulcans. Taken back by the Bobcats. Bobcats turn. Pass to Dietrich. Dietrich now working one-on-one. Has a step. Stops. Nothing doing, and California's high pressure doing the job, and they displace the ball again. Zadrickson tries to get a far pass. Fought for and is going to be displaced by Wesleyan. Wesleyan, a little pass up ahead. It's going to be a foot race to the corner. Wesleyan looks like they're going to get to it, but cut out is Caitlin Burkhardt for the Vulcans to defense. Good job of taking her angle. And it's going to be a throw in for the Bobcats. And Braxton, eventually we're going to get to this humidity question we asked you a few minutes ago, but the action's been pretty much nonstop as that's going to be a corner for the Bobcats. Now, we have a few seconds. What do you think about this humidity, how it's going to affect the two teams?
Well, that humidity is always, I feel like always, at least in my opinion, has always made can make the breathing a little bit heavier in a sense, so it might tire out a little bit quicker depending on how much these teams have conditioned. So now you always condition, you'll prepare for the worst, but to be honest, you won't really know until you actually go into it. Some players will adjust sooner and better than others, but another big thing is that hydration point. And if you play any sports, especially at soccer, for as much as they run, it is key to stay as hydrated as possible. So if they do that, they should be perfectly fine, but you never know.
That short corner was cut out by the Vulcans, and a shot over the goal. And it's going to be a goal kick for the California Vulcans. And with about 30 minutes left in the first half, should be about 10 minutes from seeing whatever substitutions might happen between the two coaches, especially, like you said, trying to get some fresh legs in there. About 83 degrees at kickoff here at Phillipsburg Soccer Complex. We see members of the Vulcan tennis team filing in as they had a successful afternoon against Shippensburg in a dual meet up at the tennis facility. So congratulations to the Vulcan tennis team. I was up there for a little bit with our photographer Nate Kurtz, and they looked pretty impressive in their first action of the 2024-25 season. Looks like a Vulcan player slipped down there. I think that might have been Green. Nothing comes out of it. It's West Virginia Wesleyan sets up in the back. Hard-fought action there for Hannah Murphy. Murphy gives it back out to Zamargo, and Wesleyan resets from the back. And that's going to be a giveaway. Good job of jumping on that pass for the Vulcan defense. Kicked high in the air. Who's going to come down with it? It's going to be fought for. California gets possession. Zackerson now looking. Nice pass in the penalty area. Turning, trying to corral it is Green. Green fighting for it. Tries to make a move to get around. She does. She has a shot. Shot on goal, and that's going to be a goal. California with the first goal of the game. And Braxton, talk about that move that was put on down there on the defensive player.
That was just beautiful. Kept her composure and all. Made a move. I'm not sure if it was a nutmeg or what, but is able to get around to the defender and come right back to it. No one else on the other side of the Bobcats really able to, or not quick enough to come help on that backside, but just a ball beautifully placed.
That goal was by Alicia Green. I had to wait for a second. The press box here, we have weird angles on each end, but Alicia Green just doing a great job of putting it past the goalie, and that'll be a 1-0 lead in Braxton. We talked a little bit about that, trying to get up early on a team that had a long bus ride.
Yeah, for sure. And at this point, and at that point when that happens, you're making them work just a good bit more, but no team or player really wants to work from behind, especially if you can help it in such a situation. But just a beautiful ball, again, put on by Green. Just put it out of the reach of Garcia. And to be honest, you can't ask for a better play. Everyone just standing essentially in awe. But now the Vulcans up 1, about a little less than 30 minutes left in this half. One thing noticed about the Bobcats here is at any given moment they seem to be only have 3 defensive players in the back line and have 4 up front. So definitely more of an offensive heavy set, which is probably why the Vulcans have pushed more so going the other way. Ball crossed, but easily corralled by Met.
Good save by Met that time. I got some information on the goal scorer for the California Vulcans, Alicia Green. She's a sophomore from Phoenix, Arizona, transfer, believe, from Wayne State, Nebraska. So making pretty immediate impacts for her new team here in California with the goal. And definitely a highlight goal. It was almost like a no-look goal that faked out the goalie. Now California trying to win back possession. Looking ahead. California has a step. This is onside.
Beautiful through ball, but ooh. Great job by Garcia to come up there and just disrupt that. Otherwise, that probably would have been a shot on goal.
And Braxton, I think that's one of the toughest things for a goalie, especially in that no man's land, whether to come up or play it back, because I think she was waiting to see if the flag was up or off. Centering pass, far post, nothing doing. California corrals it on the far side to the top of the key. Shot in, deflected. Still in the penalty box for California. Still the foot shot finally for California is going to go wide, but good pressure by the Vulcans, as that'll be another goal kick for West Virginia Wesleyan, as we have the first substitution in the match for today. It's going to be a West Virginia Wesleyan sub going out.
That's number 9. Sydney Villain.
Sydney Villain, the junior from Clarksburg, West Virginia, so a local product in relationships to Buckhannon, West Virginia, as the Bobcats reset.
And one thing I'm just seeing this game is space, especially for the Vulcans. The name of this game, especially you get so far inside, space is like the name of the game, and they've just had, seems like, full reign to do what they want. It's in that final third, they're able to get a couple shots on goal and keep the Bobcats scrambling.
And the Bobcats are scrambling on offense here. Pass to the far side. They have numbers if they hurry. Good defense by California. Kaylin Thomas, nice tackles. There's a long shot. It's going to go wide. But I tell you what, Kaylin Thomas for the Vulcans saved possibly a 2-on-1 down there. So great tackle by her. And California will reset with about 26 minutes left to go in the first half. Met resets. Short goal kick to one of her backline members, and just going to be kicked out of play. A little bit of a miscue there for the Vulcans. Throw in for Wesleyan. Wesleyan's going to have a chance to reset now. Give and go now. There's some space there for the Bobcats. They're going to take a long shot. On goal and save. No trouble there for Emily Met.
Yeah, as I said once before, Vulcan's doing a good job of keeping the Bobcats out of the penalty area. And at that point, the farther back you are, of course, the more time to react your goalkeeper will have. And a couple long shots like that just makes it really easy for Met to gather.
Shot not on goal. It's going to go past Emily Met. And tell you what, that's kind of a luxury for Coach Curtis and his team to have a goalie like Emily Met, a senior that's been here for a few years. And they're going to say, I believe it went off of a Vulcan player. I didn't see where the touch was, but that will be a corner kick for Wesleyan. But again, having that senior influence on the back line is just going to make everybody in the 10 players in front that much better.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Especially when you have those defenders and the goalkeeper. Of course, any team, and you have a symbiotic relationship. One does well, the other does as well.
And Wesleyan, that's a corner kick. The first one that they haven't gone a short corner. It's going to go out on the far side. That should be a Wesleyan throw. No, it went off the head of a – they're saying the California player didn't hit it, so it's going to be a California throw-in. And the Vulcans will take that and get the heat out of a little bit of a heated kitchen. Far side collected is Ashley Wilson. You see what California's trying to do. They're trying to get it to their speedy forwards. I believe they have a step or two on the back line of Wesleyan, so would not be surprised if we see another 1 or 2 breakaways here before the end of the first half as the legs get tired here in the heat at Phillipsburg. There's going to be some subs coming in at the next chance. Looks like California's going to bring in at least 2, and it looks like Wesleyan's going to bring in at least 2. We're going to test Braxton's binoculars here as we are on the exact opposite side of where the subs come in, so we'll try our best to get them to you. One of the quirks here at Phillipsburg Soccer Complex, first hosting a game here in 2011, home of the Vulcans ever since. Wesleyan now trying to find something out, taking at the top of the penalty area, displaced, and back come the Vulcans. Trying to get numbers up through the middle with some pace. Pass to the far side is going to be collected. California is going to have a chance here to get a centering pass, I believe. And it's going to be off the foot, and believe the Vulcan player slipped just a little bit on the turf out there as we have the subs coming in. I'm going to turn you over to Binocular Braxton, who hopefully has some numbers for you.
Vulcan 16, 8, and 21. Sophia Orful 16, 8. Excuse me if I butcher this. Mia Hackinson. And then 21, Kaylee Elwood.
And the announcer's worst nightmare is getting subs coming in and having a look down. So we apologize to the Wesleyan fans watching. We weren't able to get a good glimpse of who the subs were, but I'm sure we'll identify them as their numbers are called during the last 22 minutes of action here in the first half. This is our second contest broadcasting this year for CUTV. We have a busy weekend this coming weekend as the Vulcan volleyball squad hosts their Vulcan Invitational. Head coach Audrey Emmerich will take her squad and first time at home here against several opponents. As California now turning. Looking at the top, trying to make something happen, nothing doing. Back line to California. But we will have all 6 of those matches on CUTV Sports 1, on the PSAC Digital Network, and also on our YouTube page, CUTV Sports 1. And actually, I butchered that. It's California University on the PSAC Digital Network, CUTV Sports 1 on our YouTube channel. So first game of the tournament will be Friday afternoon at noon. I know Braxton and I will be there for part of the weekend.
Yep.
But I don't have my notebook, so I can't and Braxton always likes to keep his whereabouts a mystery for all the ladies in Western Pennsylvania to not know where he's at. So we'll keep the secret. I'm just going to say we haven't seen Braxton and Batman in the same place at the same time ever. So as a throw-in now for the Bobcats. Cut out by California. Some contact, nothing called, and California is going to get possession. Gives it off to the near side. Good defense for West Virginia Wesleyan. That was number 11, Abby Fowler, doing a good job on her back line to cut that pass off. California was going to put them in a bit of bother. Heavy contact in front of the ref, nothing doing. That's one thing you can say so far about this first half. Not a lot of fouls, not a lot of whistles. Been pretty cleanly played match so far. As Wesleyan tries to reset. Fowler now collects, directing traffic. Pass to Murphy. Murphy giving it to 33. One of the substitutions coming in. Tessa Grease. When it's going to go out, it's going to be a throw in near the corner area for the Bobcats. See if they can get something into the penalty area. There can be no offsides on a throw in, so have a chance to get something. As it headed away, collected in the penalty area. Dangerous play. Ball is loose. Cleared nicely by the Vulcans. That ball was bouncing in a dangerous area, Braxton.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Good, but definitely a good clearance there by the Vulcans, able to clear any danger.
And clearing danger and forcing danger for Wesleyan are the Vulcans. Pass misplayed but corralled by the Vulcans. Far side 21, Kaylee Elwood going diagonally now for the Vulcans. Nice pass collected by Wilkins. Wilkins trying to run it down. It's going to go out of play, and it's going to be thrown for Wesleyan. And I tell you what, early on, Cora Wilkins has been everywhere for the Vulcans up front.
Yeah, pretty much. Just has been just about over every ball that has come up for the Vulcans.
If you're just joining us, California owns the only goal of the game so far at the 29-39 mark, scored by Alicia Green. And there's a shot off the crossbar, missed by about 8 inches. And that's going to be a goal kick, as I was waiting to see if maybe there's a Wesleyan boot that got a deflection on there. But California having the majority of chances here in the first half.
I believe we have another sub for the Vulcans. Bella Gilberto.
Wesley now resetting. Cut out nicely, and there she is again, Cora Wilkins. Wilkins, the senior from Zanesville, Ohio. Recollected by Wesleyan. Wesleyan now, far side. High bounce, collected and calmly played. Good job by Hannah Morton just to see there was some bother and give it back to her veteran goalie. California having a hard time clearing the area. That's going to be a little bit of a mental error. Is going to go out of play, and it's going to be a throw-in for Wesleyan. It's not so much Wesleyan on this section of the game has been clean dominant. It's just the ball's taken some unfortunate bounces, and Wesleyan's been able to keep possession. Throw in taken now off of a head. Cut out nicely and cleared by the Vulcans, and turning and giving chase, and they're just going to clear it back and give Paula Garcia, the goalie, a chance to set things up. Under 20 minutes, moving on the 15-minute mark here from Phillipsburg in the well-played first half. Thank you for joining us today on CUTV Sports 1 and the PSAC Digital Network. Murphy now working near side. Tries to get something on it. That ball squirted a little bit off her foot, and I don't think she got as much on it as she wanted, but Wesleyan's still in the near side working on it. Gives it away to the top. Murphy shot that's going to bend, and wisely letting it go untouched was Emily Ouimet, and that'll be a goal kick for California.
I think all shots so far from the Bobcats have just been outside that box, so at that point you're fighting a little bit more than just trying to get it past the goalie, and that speed is also another factor. Seems like Ouimet just waiting back there for the ball to really arrive, get to her, and at that point it's just a waiting game.
And no waiting there for Garcia for the Bobcats, but one of the things I want to touch on there, what you said, Braxton, is one of the reasons Wesleyan's having those long shots is, California's doing a good job of collapsing on the penalty area, not really allowing anything. There really has only been one save that was a little bit of a bother for Ouimet, and that was even from range. So good job by the defenders to help keep the sheet clean so far in the first half here for the Vulcans. California now trying to get something going. Corralled, taken by Bickhart. This is going to be kicked out and a throw in for the ball. Oh, no, they're saying throw in for California. And Abby Fowler, the defensive player for Wesleyan, a little perplexed about that, but California get the throw in. Wilkins now waiting for her mates to come up. Pass to the middle. California has a chance. Bounces. That was just an unlucky bounce at that time. California had a really good opportunity. It just took a medium bounce instead of the high bounce and could not get the shot on goal. But, again, good pressure by the Vulcans.
Yeah, for sure the Vulcans just continuing. Just keep the defenders for the Bobcats active at all times. And when they're rushing around a lot more, you get them a little bit more tired. So at one point or another, can definitely lead to a mistake here or there.
Wesleyan out. There's a race near side. Grease now. Plays it. We met Cooley. Collects it. But Bobcats regain possession. It was Ashley McGee for the Bobcats trying to make a play. Cut out by the Vulcans. And now California tries to control it. Displaced. Now Wesleyan has a chance on the far side. Trying to make something happen. Working. Pass to the penalty area and cleared out. Good defense that time by the Vulcans. Believe that was Hannah Morton for the Vulcans on defense. Yep. Clearing it, and now Wesleyan will have a throw in front of their own bench. The Bobcats are led by their second-year head coach, Adam Christensen, his assistant coach, Pedro Rodriguez, and a volunteer assistant, Dalton Avell. Again, Pete Curtis in his 7th season for the California Vulcans. California's been on the verge for the last couple of years of trying to break into that upper echelon, getting into a playoff spot. So maybe this is the year they can put things together and get back to the PSAC playoffs and make a run in November.
Yeah, trying to putting together a good team is such a talent to be able to do. It doesn't even matter if you have a bunch of good players or whatnot. It's honestly, it's finding a team that can mesh together, and there's so many different factors that really account for that. So it's hard to really, and to be honest, it's almost like you don't really know what it is that affects those until it actually happens. So it's kind of a learn, give and take type of experience.
There's a stoppage out there as we have an injury for Wesleyan. Can't tell who the player is, but I believe took a inadvertent shoulder to the upper body.
It's number 9, Sydney Villain.
Villain was a substitution as she's going to walk off. Hopefully she's all right. Clock stops, and it's going to be a free kick. Do not think the referee is going to award a card here. Again, it just kind of looked like one of those plays. Villain's head went down, and a Vulcan body part came up and caught her. So, again, hopefully she will be okay and able to re-enter the game. And the officials are, I believe, waiting to see if there's a sub. Ball is spotted and almost ready. Looks like a sub comes in off the bench. Cannot see the number.
25.
Binocular Braxton.
That's Mia Rodriguez.
Braxton woke up. He said, I'm going to bring my binoculars. I'm going to announce some soccer, and it's going to be all good. And Wesleyan has the same problem California has with uniforms. Orange and black are very close together as red and black, so sometimes it's tough to pick them out, especially as the afternoon grows late and the shadows grow long. Is now Wesleyan trying to get something. Shot on goal. Ball collected nicely. We met. That ball was in a bad spot, and we met just falls on it and save for California.
Yeah, dangerous cross there, definitely. Good defense and good save there by Wimet to fall on it there.
I believe I'd have to say that's the best chance Wesleyan's had in this first half. California has carried the action for the entirety of this first half.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see, as Braxton, you pointed out earlier, it's like Wesleyan playing mainly with 3 in the back, so California will be interested to see if they can break it down, as Wesleyan's going to try and push throughout the game, try and get that goal to level the score. So would not be surprised to see California get a couple more of those breakaways. There's a pass, shot on goal collected. Great job by Garcia.
Yeah.
Again, sometimes those shots it was from some distance, but sometimes those will either squirt through or at the very least, give the goalie something to think about.
Yeah.
Wesleyan trying to go as a shot right off of the face of Murphy, collected by California. Coming up on the 10-minute mark here in the first half. High bounce collected by Carlock. Now Wesleyan's going to reset. Looks like both teams slowing down just a little bit as we get towards the 35-minute mark of the first half. Again, we mentioned earlier it was about 83 degrees at kickoff and a little higher humidity than we've seen for the past couple weeks. Ball played back for Wesleyan. Taken by Garcia. And calmly moved out. And Abby Fowler doing a great job so far for Wesleyan, just kind of controlling that back line. They've had a lot of action. It looks like we got a couple, at least one sub coming in at the next stop for Wesleyan. It's California. Pass to the middle is going to be collected by Garcia. And they try and build the attack on the far side in front of the benches. Reset. Pass, give and go. Good job of cutting out that pass by California. That could have been a spot of bother. Now Elwood gives it back. Pass up ahead, deflected, taken right at the foot. There's a give and go. Does California have a chance? Shot. On goal save. But again, that's 2 shots for California in about the last 2 minutes. So California, Braxton, getting a little bit more of the pressure.
Yeah, for sure. And they're just slowly but surely starting to get through this Bobcat defense a good bit more. I'm not sure how often coaches decide to change formation here in soccer, but at this point, I think it would be beneficial for them because after Vulcans get the ball back on the end, defensive end, they're quick to push it down the field.
That one got pushed just out of reach, and we got 2 subs coming in for the Bobcats on the far side. And we're going to text Braxton as they went in 2 different directions.
5 and 22.
Look at this guy.
Cameron Cox and Kira Hoyler.
Ball headed on the far side. California throw in. As we are about 8:20 left to go here in the first half. And if you're California, you want to do everything you can to not give up a tying goal. You want to go into the halftime ahead 1. If you get a chance, maybe get that second goal and make Wesleyan think about getting on that bus. But you definitely don't want to give up a tying goal here with under 10 minutes to go in the first half. So there's another throw-in, and Wesleyan just trying to peck down the far side with throw-ins off of Vulcan bodies.
Oh.
Turn. And there's going to be a collision, and they're going to call some contact over there against the Vulcans. That's not going to be a PK, but that's going to be a free kick from a troublesome area.
Oh boy, yeah. Kind of missed what happened there at least from my limited view. Looked clean there, but I mean, of course, there was some collision after.
Yeah, I'm not sure if they called the initial collision or maybe what happened after the ball went through, but this is a tough spot. This is going to be a free kick just outside of the penalty area. Shot right into the Vulcan wall. Wesleyan trying to work on it. Lobbed into the top of the penalty area, cleared by California. Wesleyan getting it left foot, and that's going to be too far, but California doing a good job of withstanding that pressure, and, you know, in all honesty, that wasn't the greatest effort, kicking it right into the wall.
No. To be honest, that whole sequence of the whole sequence of plays there, really dangerous at that point. Just would have been left a little bit more inside. Definitely would have been a penalty.
Now Wesleyan trying to move their line up, trying to get a little bit more pressure here in the last 6 minutes, trying to get that tying goal before halftime. California now foot race. They have a step, spin move, put to the corner. California still having a chance to get to the corner. Fought for, bodies fly, and the ball is kicked out, and that's going to be an inexplicable throw-in as there's a lot of contact. Coach Curtis giving the head referee a little bit of a what for. Referee Kervin Moon, his linesman, his assistant referee Enzo Santelli, and Nick Vukovic. Or Vucenic. Reading is sometimes tough here in the box. Shot on goal collected calmly by Paula Garcia. And I tell you what, Braxton, Garcia after that goal where she was fooled on the shot has been pretty solid back in the box.
Yeah, has been pretty much been coming up when she needs to, staying back when she needs to as well.
And we met with a misplays. That was trying to be cleared, and she actually put it out over her own end line for a corner kick. And we'll see if Wesleyan, if they're going to do a short corner. They've done mainly short corners. They had one that they try to get to the back post, but it cleared everybody. They have 2 players over there. 5 minutes left to go in the first half. Everybody's waiting with bated breath to see what's happening. A short corner. Turn taken by California. Fought for, taken by Wesleyan. Headed, and it's going to be corralled by Emily Ouimet on the far side. Good job of tracking that down for the Vulcan goalkeeper.
Mm-hmm.
And now with about under 5 minutes to play, Braxton, we can kind of hopefully think about, if you're California, just maybe keeping it at the corners and just getting out of this first half with a 1-0 lead. They've had a really good first half. They've been solid.
Yep.
Definitely the aggressor in the action, and they well deserve to be up 1-0.
For sure. Right now, the Vulcans, a little bit under over 4 minutes at this point, can pretty much do what they want. On the offensive side, they can really be aggressive and afford. As a defense, it seems to be getting back pretty well. Not too many fast breaks allowed for the Bobcats, so they can afford to be really aggressive on this offensive end here.
And Cora Wilkins got bumped off the ball, but nothing called, but it's going to go off of a Bobcat foot. It's going to be a corner for California near post, or the near side. See if California can take advantage. Corner, top of the key. Trying to get a shot on, just kind of skipped over. Now a shot from the top collected by Paula Garcia. And that was a good effort. Probably the 3rd good chance California's had in this first half.
Yeah, so far. After the one conceded goal, Garcia just all over the rest of the shots here.
A little nervy on that save, though. She had it in the mitts, and then it kind of came free, but California unable to take advantage. So maybe California get maybe another shot or 2 on her. Maybe get something to go by, or send a message here for the second half.
Mm-hmm.
Again, if you're watching this game as a Vulcan fan, you got to be happy, you got to feel confident. But one goal is always a tough lead. As there's a play for California, foot race. They want the offsides flag up, nothing doing. California fighting for it, near corner, foot race to the corner. Knocked out a touch, and it's going to be a throw-in for the Vulcans. Hackinson from Sweden throwing into the top of the box. Off of a few bodies. It's going to be corralled by West Virginia Wesleyan. Give and go. Coming up on 2 minutes to go here in the first half. California turns, a misplay. It's going to be a little bit of a foot race, but taken by Ouimet. Ouimet hit a little bit of the L1 button on the PlayStation controller. Scooted by, but it's going to be a throw-in. Under 2 minutes. Played back to Ouimet. Ouimet immediately takes the pass and kicks it out, gets it out of the kitchen, allows California to regroup just a little bit. Throw into the top of the area. Far side. California, this sequence, just content to try and take the passes and get them clean. Coming up on 1 minute here as the struggle on the far side continues between throw-ins and not throw-ins. California had a chance 2-on-1, but just kind of eludes. I think we're getting to that part of the first half where we got some tired legs with 1 minute left. Give him back. Now California brings the pressure up a little bit. Seeing if they can steal maybe one more goal here before the end of the first half. Far side. Taken by the Vulcans. Scoberto kicks it right into her bench. That's going to be a throw in for Wesleyan. So almost like a foul ball in the dugout, Braxton. You got to keep your eyes open.
Oh.
throw in. Kicked into the Wesleyan bench. So we're within 20 seconds left. And California, again, just content to take the passes, kick them out, because you know what you can't do? You can't score from out of bounds. And maybe you can. It's really hard. So as we hear the tones of Matt Kiefer counting 10 seconds, and that's going to do it for the first half here from Phillipsburg Soccer Complex. So after 45 minutes of action, Braxton, the California Vulcans lead 1-0 quickly. What was your grade on the first half? First for the Vulcans.
For the Vulcans, probably A-. To be honest, I'm not really sure how much better they could have did there. But maybe a little bit better possession-wise on the final third, but everywhere else, they've just been on their P's and Q's and doing what they're supposed to.
And we'll get the complete first half grades when we come in for the second half, so don't go anywhere. You're watching Vulcan Women's Soccer here on CTV Sports 1 and also on the PSAC Digital Network.
A new era in Vulcan volleyball starts this fall as new head coach Audrey Emmerich leads her team for the 2024 season. Get your first look at the squad when they host the Vulcan Invitational on the weekend of September 13th and 14th. Following a non-conference game versus Walsh on September 26th, the PSAC schedule kicks into high gear with familiar foes such as Edinburgh, Seton Hill, Slippery Rock, and IUP. For up-to-date schedules and more, follow Cal Vulcans on social media and get live games and highlights at CUTV Sports 1 on YouTube and the PSAC Digital Network.
The Pennsylvania State Athletic Conference celebrates the athletic and academic excellence of its student athletes. Last year, over 4,000 achieved at least a 3.25 GPA to earn recognition as a PSAC Scholar Athlete. Athletically, over 70 PSAC teams qualified for the NCAA championships. Champions on the field, champions in the classroom, making the PSAC proud.
Sports fans, we cheer on our favorite teams at fields, gyms, arenas, and stadiums. But have you ever wondered what it's like to be a referee? Verbal abuse from fans, parents, and coaches is the #1 reason why many referees are walking away. And they're not being replaced quickly enough by new ones. So put yourself in the official shoes, act with respect, and be officially human.
And welcome back to Phillipsburg Soccer Complex for the second half of this non-conference women's soccer matchup between the California Vulcans and the West Virginia Wesleyan Bobcats. Once again, I'm Gary Smith, joined by Binocular Braxton Turner. Braxton, before we left for the halftime break, we gave some grades for the first half. You gave California A minus. Does that still, now that you've had about 15 minutes to digest, does that still feel like it was an A minus performance for California? Up 1-0.
Yeah, definitely. I would definitely still say an A minus. To be honest, if you're an athlete of any kind, or maybe even if you're still you're somewhat pessimistic, basically meaning you always feel like there's somewhere where you can improve. I mean, even here, as well as they're doing, there's always some spot you can improve upon. Now, that's not always mean to be negative, but that's just always is the truth. And like, in my opinion, right now the Vulcans are doing excellent. Right now, I could say they could do a better job of, as I mentioned earlier, keeping possession of the ball in the final third, at least trying to get a good look on goal. They've done quite a few times, but at that point, especially if you have a lot of space, you want to make do with it and try to put it somewhere where no one else is, especially the goalie. And this is not to take any digs at Garcia. Garcia has been all over just about any shot that's taken after that first goal. But the Vulcans, after pretty much have just put it in her vicinity, pretty much where all she has to do is react, and they just have yet to really put it after that first goal to put it out of her reach. So,
well, if you're just joining us, California scored the only goal in the contest at the 29-39 minute mark by Alicia Green. A good individual effort at the goal line and getting it by, but California, as Braxton mentioned, has done a great job of controlling the action in this game, controlling the middle third. Again, about the only thing that they have been a little bit shaky with is sometimes defending, but they have a clean sheet, just sometimes getting the ball cleared out. But again, if you're a Vulcan fan, nothing really to be upset about in that first half, as California definitely carried the action. Second half, California will be running right to left on your screen. West Virginia Wesleyan going left to right. California in the home white with the gray stripes and the red numerals, and West Virginia Wesleyan in the black jerseys and shorts and the orange ringed in white numerals. And they will get possession to start this second half here. Again, busy week for CUTV. We have this game tonight on CUTV Sports 1 and the PSAC Digital Network. And make sure you join us this weekend for the Vulcan Invitational Volleyball Tournament. 6 games, 3 games on Friday, 3 games on Saturday. All those games will be on CUTV Sports 1 and the PSAC Digital Network. And also follow along on the PSAC Digital Network. Our friends at Westchester will have coverage of the California Westchester football game live noon on Saturday. So no shortage of Vulcan action. And also we mentioned a little earlier the women's tennis team coming up supporting the Vulcan women's soccer team, fresh off a victory this afternoon against Shippensburg. And to the right we see members of the California men's soccer team, winners yesterday against Deauville, which is located just outside of Buffalo. So pretty good week if you're a Vulcan fan. A couple wins, and hopefully again the Vulcans get a few more wins this weekend, as there's a shot on goal taken calmly by We Met 30 seconds into the second half. And again, we harped on it a little bit earlier. It's so nice for California to have that veteran presence at the back line. As now Wesley off of a turnover, some contact. There is a whistle, and that's going to be another free kick. And we kind of saw this at the end of the first half, Braxton. Wesleyan trying to get a little bit of pressure resulted in a free kick just outside the box. California doing a good job of defending that. So this is the second free kick in about 4 minutes of game time.
Yeah, definitely. As most sports, as long as you keep that pressure up, generally most things will go your way.
Now We Met trying to direct the wall for California. She's going to defend the near post. Taking the kick for Wesleyan will be number 13, Ellie Pergolotti. Shot on goal, save, punched out nicely by We Met, as that was an excellent shot on that was destined for the right corner. It's going to go out for a goal or a corner kick for Wesleyan. And we just saved and stole a goal off the board against Wesleyan. That's going to be another corner kick. And Wesleyan, by and large, has been doing short corners. This one they're going to try and send it to the middle on the heads. Deflected and corralled, but California in a good position defensively. Shot deflected and now taken by California. Cleared by number 8 for the Vulcans, Mia Hackinson, the sophomore from Halmstad, Sweden. She came in as a replacement in the first half, starting the second half for Coach Pete Curtis and his charges. It looks like Wesleyan's really trying to do what they can to get that equalizing goal before too much time elapses, and then you have about 40 minutes to try and take the winning goals. California now breaking out. Foot race. Won by California, pushed ahead. It's going to be fought for by Wilson. Wilson runs out of space, but not before getting it off of a foot for a corner kick for the Vulcans. So great effort by Ashley Wilson Braxton to force the pressure and force a corner kick for the Vulcans.
Yeah, you always good defense, but that you get to that point, that foot races. I feel like that's the highest your adrenaline's, especially going to start running. But good way to just get rid of it and clear it and allow the Bobcats to reset here.
It's going to be a corner kick off the heads, cleared everything, punched away, and then a kick that just kind of goes over the goalie. It's head by Alicia Green, the goal scorer early on. And one of the things I've noticed, again, this is our first chance for CUTV to see the Vulcan squad this year, but they look very athletic and very speedy up front, so that's going to be causing concern for the rest of their schedule and the PSAC by and large. Again, California's been trying to get back into that upper echelon in the playoff position for a few years, and this could be the year. They have an exciting roster out there for the Vulcans. Now cut out there is an exciting play on defense now. Fought for, given to the far corner to Wilson. Wilson dancing around, is dispossessed, still fighting for it. Zackerson kicks it out, and that's going to be a throw-in for Wesleyan. Contact on the far side, kicked and taken by California. Sun's starting to go down here. The lights on here at Phillipsburg Soccer Complex. Temperature going down a little bit. It was about 83 degrees to start this game, and had a chance to talk to our photographer on the field, Nate Kurtz, and said it was not as humid as it is up in the boxes. Brax and I are probably well done if we were turkeys, because it is kind of humid up here. One of the many quirks here at the press box here at the soccer complex. Cleared by California. Give and go now. Unsuccessful as Wesleyan's going to take possession. Back come the Bobcats. Misplayed off the foot, and California now has a chance with Hackinson. Giving it ahead to Wilson. Wilson give up ahead. California trying to turn. There's some contact knocked out. Good play for California by Zackerson, number 17. Took some contact, but absorbed it, and the result is California is going to get another corner kick.
Yep. Just so far what we've seen from the Vulcans these last couple of possessions, may not be able to do much after they get down the field, but the through balls have just been perfect for the Vulcans. Right on the money. And the biggest thing about any through ball is just trying to keep possession. Right now the Vulcans just putting it right where it needs to be.
Corner kick, far side, comes free, cleared and kicked out of play, but still going to be a California throw-in. It looks like California, the last two corner kicks, have tried to work the far post. See if they can use some of that athletic speed advantage to get to a ball and just fire it into an empty net. Throw in now. Taken by Wilkins. Wilkins giving it back to Laura Romice. Kicks it halfway back to campus, but that's going to be a corner kick for California. It was misplayed there by Paula Garcia.
Yeah, that ball just kind of hung in the air for a little bit, and I feel like those ones are a little bit harder to corral. Just, as you said, just kind of misplayed it and wasn't able to corral it.
And Romice was not happy with the shot. She kind of looked up at the heavens, but all things being equal, got it towards the net, and good things happen. Here's the corner, far side. off the body and knocked out of play. Hannah Morton on the far side got a body on it, was unable to direct it, but California now starting to impose their athleticism and some of their physicality for some corner kicks. And if you're a California fan, Braxton, you got to like that.
Yeah, for sure.
Misplayed, out of play by the Bobcats, and the Vulcans now keeping the pressure up. Throw in for Thomas. Thomas throws it off a foot, and she'll get to do it again. Trying to corral it. Vulcans, kind of a loose ball, taken at the top of the box. Hard work, cleared. Back to the captain. Wearing the armband is Rome Ice. Far side, taken by California. Hard work over there. Trying to find it. It's going to kick off the leg and a throw in. And Zackerson is doing yeoman's work over there with possession and trying to get it into the corner and get a centering pass for the Vulcans. Morton now dancing with it. Loses possession, but gets back quickly. And kicked into the Vulcan bench, but they're going to say it went off of the leg, I believe, of Morton, so it'll be a throw-in for the Bobcats. 36-31 left to go here from Phillipsburg Soccer Complex. It's going to be just taken back by Ouimet. Calmly waits for her charges to get in position. Dancing with it and kicking it off the leg. Throw in. California looking to gain some real estate with the throw in. Going to go off Alicia Green and taken by the back line now. Nice challenge for California as Braxton and I are dodging stink bugs and lantern flies. Braxton looked like he was auditioning for the Matrix there. A little lean back but never fear, we survived. The lanternfly did not. Invasive species, you're supposed to kill them.
Oh, man, I brought my notebook out here for that sole reason.
Well, there was about 1,000 on the restroom building here at Phillipsburg Soccer Complex, so they're definitely in full invasive mode. Nice athletic play to win possession for California on the far side. Fought for, taken back. Bodies flying everywhere, but California comes out of that. Trying to settle things down and get possession. More contact as the ball doesn't seem to want to come up off that corner of turf there.
Yeah.
Again, this facility first built in 2011, and to my knowledge, this is the same original turf, so could be some spots out there that have been worn down a little bit through the test of time. Kept in play by Wesleyan on the far side. Trying to get something. Nice play by Morton to head it out of there, headed out of danger. Coming back. Headed again by the Vulcans. That was Thomas. Thomas trying to give it ahead, and she'll throw it off of a leg, and it'll be a throw in for California. Give and go now. Trying to probe something on the far side. Taken back, corralled by California. Kind of a loose challenge there by Wesleyan. California pressuring, good pressure by Zackerson. Wins possession, makes a turn. She has some players, hits it right off the defender, but again, Braxton Zackerson just really imposing her physical will to win a corner for California.
Yeah. And when you're able to use your strength to your advantage, it's a beautiful thing in just about most sports. And to be able to do it well without Because it's really easy to foul at that point. But if you're able to do it with finesse, that's really grab a player with great body control there.
California, the last couple corners have had pretty good opportunities to score here. Tees it up. Shot to the net, off the head, headed away, still in possession, on the ground, trying to turn and find. And there's some collision that's going to be fouled against California. His bodies were flying everywhere, but they're going to get Zackerson for just a little bit of too much contact, and that'll take the pressure off of the Bobcat defense. But again, Braxton, another good corner opportunity for California.
Yeah, it was like Garcia went for that first ball up, and the ball just kind of hung in the balance there.
Ball batted out of play, and no, your internet is not skipping. There's another corner kick for California. Or maybe it is skipping. I don't know. You never know with CalNet. It just may or may not work. You just never know. There's always a little bit of, maybe I won't be able to check my email today. Corner kick.
Yeah.
Far side. Nothing doing. Morton now tracks it down. Looking for some help. Centers it up. Oh, nice move there by Green. Green has been doing a great job with some feints and dekes. Shot from the far side. Off the head. Oh, good opportunity for California. Just out of the reach of Hackinson. Ball over the end line will be another California corner kick. Or no, they're going to say no one touched it, and it's going to be a goal kick.
It's quite a few times. Perfect crosses, especially a couple from the corner and a perfect cross there from the Vulcans, but just missing on the header. I'm not going to say it's the easiest thing to do because you always have to time that up just right, but just perfect passes here by the Vulcans, just unable to capitalize.
Yeah, California definitely doing what they can to get some really good chances here. Again, ahead one. You have a feeling if California could get that second goal, that's going to be a knockout. And Wesleyan has not shown they can sustain much offense, as California has had the field tipped in their favor the entire game. Far side. Give and go. And kicked out of play. Wesleyan just resigned to just kick it out and try and defend the throw-in and not allow California's. There's a nice play off the throw-in. Shot to the middle. It's on the ground. Shot turned off of a leg. And, that's just a little bit of unlucky opportunities. Zackerson was in the worst possible spot of your Vulcan as she was trying to clear and the shot came off her legs. That could have been in the bottom right corner. But, again, California doing what they can to get the pressure and get the shots. I mean, we don't have the official stats in front of us as there's a turnover, California now, give and go. But if you're keeping track of scoring chances, California's got to be about 11 or 12. Wesleyan's about 3 or 4. So that just shows you the kind of opportunities California's been giving themselves.
Yeah.
And there's another still fancy little footwork by Green. Green gives it out to Hackinson. Hackinson now. Top of the box. Turns. Another pass. Goes out to DeGlopper. DeGlopper. Wesleyan wanted an offsides, but I'm not sure geographically if that was possible with the amount of soccer pitch that was left down there, Braxton.
Yeah, pretty much at that point. Now, I will say, even from an official's point of view, even then, to me, that obviously wasn't offsides. You react in some type of way. You may draw the referee in the call you want, but you never know unless you try.
Corner kick for California, cleared away. Tracked down by Thomas. Thomas gives it away. Shot to the far side, just out of reach. And will it stay in? And it will be out of play.
Just some good looks and good passes here by the Vulcans. It's just on this down and just players just not in the right position.
Zackerson doing everything she could and just kind of skipped out of her reach. So that'll be a goal kick, and they're going to go short. Under 30 minutes left to go here. Again, thank you for joining us here on CTV Sports 1 and the PSAC Digital Network for some Wednesday night soccer action. Thomas now bearing down on Wesleyan. Wesleyan controls it. And now California's bringing their lines up. Looks like they're trying to go for a knockout right now. Again, the play has been almost entirely in the California offensive end for the last 10 minutes. And that'll go off of the leg of Kaylin Thomas. And Wesleyan will throw it back in. And Braxton, we talked a little bit about how, you're a former athlete. You've played a variety of sports throughout your life. And in your experience, what's it like if you're in a position like Wesleyan where the other team is really doing a lot to put you in some difficult positions? What's that like to constantly be defending instead of being able to attack?
Well, to be honest, at that point, any game is as much mental as it is physical. And on an honest opinion, it's more so 80-20 split in the favor of mental. But at that point, if you check out mentally, you pretty much already lose the game yourself. But as long as you stay in it, to be honest, you always have a chance, and that's something you always have to fight to keep into your mind. Any good player is going to have a good head mindset at that point.
When I guess too, Wesleyan's still realizing they're only down one shot ties this up.
Yep.
And on the other side, one shot by California might end this. Is Wesleyan now trying to regroup, getting some sustained offense here. Far side. Looking ahead, California dropping back. Good job of getting back in defense. As now Wesleyan resets from midfield. Looking for something. Give and go. Too far. It's going to go off the boot and cleared by California. Trying to find Ashley Wilson, kind of put her head down. I was like, please. As that was a good 30 feet outside of her ability to get it. And she's been putting on a show for California, up and down, as she's the lone striker right now in the California formation. Pass attempt to the top, nothing doing. It's going to come down. California bringing some pressure. And that was Alicia Green. And Green's been having herself a night to remember with an early goal and also a couple highlight reel deeks and jukes. Good defense by California. Great job by Isabella DeGlopper to cut that pass out. Now California turning. Pass onside. There's a foot race to the top. Going to be won by California in the penalty area. Poked away by Wesleyan. California now trying to regroup. Wesleyan back in defense. California leans it off to Green. Green gets it out to Wilson, and Wilson seemed like the ball kind of jumped on her whenever she took the shot. Couldn't get everything she wanted on it, and there's going to be a substitution for California, and Binocular Braxton has the information.
Number 25, Veronica Warnick. If I'm getting that right. Yep.
And Braxton was telling me at halftime, if any Vulcan fans want to come by the TV station and bring their binoculars, Braxton will be happy to autograph them. We've been taking down a Chick-fil-A, get a sandwich. It'll be a nice afternoon. And now, speaking of nice afternoon, Wesleyan trying to make it a nice afternoon, fighting for it. And there's going to be heavy contact, and it's going to be against Wesleyan. As they're going to say Maggie Queen just was a little too aggressive going in, and it'll be a kick for California. And that'll be DeGlopper getting to put a boot into it. It looks like California on the far side is going to possibly have a couple more subs coming in as Coach Curtis is talking to a couple players. And again, probably trying to get some fresh legs here as we're 23 minutes left in the game. And humid afternoon here in California Pay at Phillipsburg Soccer Complex. Oh, California now has a chance. Foot race. And a great play by Garcia to come out and cut that. That's the second time we've seen that where she's made the decision to come out and cut off the angle. But California is winning these foot races a majority of the time, so it's just a matter of time. I think that California's going to spring one. I think that's what Coach Curtis is thinking by putting in some fresh legs here at the next opportunity. Far side's Hackinson.
Good look here.
Nice shot. Got ball on the ground. There's going to be a fight over it, and I don't know, Braxton, how that ball stayed in off the initial save by Garcia. There was a little bit of a scrum over there.
Yeah. Kind of the second time that's happened, and the Bobcats have come out.
Well, the thing I was watching for in that situation, the ball's on the ground, you have the goalie and you have a defender and you have an attacking player. I was watching to see if there could have been an inadvertent handball, which would have given California a penalty kick there.
Yeah.
But nothing doing is no goal, and Wesleyan trying to regroup with around 20 minutes left to go in the contest, try and get that equalizing goal. Nice pass. Foot race down the near side. It's going to be won by California's Hannah Morton, who's done a great job on that back line for the Vulcans. Green now. Pass up ahead. Give and go. Warnick now. Running to the near wing. This is Hackinson. Tries to get something to the far side. And she gets it out to Romice. Romice tracking it down on the far side. Keeps it in. Sets it up. Gets a pass. Cut out nicely. California takes a loose ball, and it's going to be a tackle attempt, but California's going to regroup with DeGlopper. DeGlopper, far side. Turning. Nothing doing as Wesleyan cuts it out. And Wesleyan's just hanging on for dear life right now. This is almost like a boxing match where California's just trying to wear out and Wesleyan's trying to hold on and trying to get that one punch to equalize it. But California, to their credit, has been doing a great job just keeping the pressure. The subs are still being held on the far side, giving Braxton plenty of time to check on their whereabouts as they come in now. And an active foreshadowing by me. 20:43 left to go in the context.
12:21, and I do believe 8.
So Mackenzie Johnson, Kaylee Elwood will be the two players coming in.
Yep, and 8.
And that was Maya Hackinson. She's been in for a while, so maybe she's happened to be in that position where she came in on the same side. But see what these fresh legs do for the Vulcans. Good job of keeping in play was Warnick. Gets it out to Elwood. Elwood now trying to find something, and they're really trying to push that home run pass and making Garcia make a choice whether to stay back and defend the shot or come up and defend the pass. Far side is going to be kicked into the bench of the Bobcats, and Bobcats will have a sub coming in of their own. See if the referee will let her come in now, and the ref will. And this is going to be a test, Braxton, because I just looked up and saw 9 players walking from the same spot. So there's a chance we may not know who the sub is until we call the name, because that was it's almost like they were trying to mess with you. They all stood there, and again, we're on the far side from the benches in the sub area, and it's kind of tough to always get the numbers. But number we do know is Emily Ouimet, the goalie for California, plays it, gets it out, but corralled by the Bobcats. Just under 20 minutes, 19 minutes left to be exact here in the contest. Wesleyan trying to sustain some attack. They've struggled a little bit in that regard here in the second half. That's going to be a throw-in for the Bobcats. Another sub coming in for California at the next opportunity.
I believe the player that came in for the Bobcats, number 33, Tessa Grisses. I'm sorry if I butchered that last name.
And then pass in the middle. Crowd by the Bobcats in a bit of a bothersome area, but California trying to get clear. Challenge won, and there's going to be a whistle by the assistant referee near side. It's going to be a free kick awarded to the Bobcats. So California's going to set back and defend, coming in to take the kick for the Bobcats. Number 26. And that is Lee Rose, Ireland. Product of Maitland, Florida. She gets one into the box on the ground. Save by Ouimet. And the threat is eliminated. I hate to keep harping on it, Braxton, but we've seen time and time again just the value of having a veteran keeper back there.
Yeah.
Just even when sometimes the play breaks down in front, does a good job of just keep everybody organized and keeping everybody in control. Pass up ahead. Foot race now, won by California. To the middle. Nobody home. As that ball came nowhere, Garcia came out to play it. California unable to get it as there was a wide open net. And now Wesleyan trying to fight for it and keeping the ball. And they get out of there, but that might have been the first mental mistake that Garcia's made as she went for the ball and left the goal exposed. Contact at the top of the box, nothing called. Pass to the top, shot on goal, and taken with no bother by Garcia. 16:45 left to go in the game. Still waiting to see subs coming in for California. Well, there was one player. Now looks like there's two that are going to sub in at the next opportunity that the ref allows. Shot off the heads. California trying to get something into the box. It is in the box and cleared for a throw-in out of play. And the officials are going to allow the two substitutions to come in for now for the Vulcans.
Number 16, Sophia Orful. And number 11, Bella Gilberto.
So fresh legs again for the forwards for California. See if they can break something down with 16 minutes left to go. Throw in. Taken off the head. It's going to be out of play again as Wesleyan just concedes the throw-in instead of trying to turn to make something happen. Another throw-in. Taken. Give and go. Back to Thomas. Thomas now gives it off and shot taken calmly by Paula Garcia. Garcia, the sophomore from Mexico City, Mexico, which is not a suburb of Buchanan, West Virginia. Which is where West Virginia Wesleyan is located. And Braxton, I will give you 1,000 cool points if you can tell me the name of the football and soccer facility at West Virginia Wesleyan University.
Oh, my goodness gracious.
Without looking at your phone. I looked over. I've never seen anybody so sneakily try and pick up his phone in my life. And I'll even give you a hint. It's two names with a hyphen in the middle, and the last word's filled. So there's three names, or three words. The last one's filled, and there's two names with a hyphen in the middle. You have until the next throw-in to answer.
Oh, boy. I don't think
for 1,000 cool points. Never in the history of Vulcan soccer has there been such a prize awarded on the air.
Is it named after a historic figure?
Probably. As Wesleyan trying to turn, give away. California comes up, corralled nicely, given back to Thomas. Thomas now back out to Elwood. Elwood, nice move, working 1-on-2, fighting for it hard, still doing a great job. And California now is in a possession where it wouldn't be the worst thing to try and keep it in the corners for a little bit, just to kill some of that clock. Up one, and in pretty much complete control of this matchup as a pass ahead to Queen. Queen now working against Morton. And the tackle is going to go out of play, and I'm going to say it's a throw-in corner, and it will be a corner. So, Braxton, since we have a little bit of tension here, we'll give you a little bit more time to think of the name. And if you're listening at home, you can play along. Tweet us at CUTV_PA if you know the name of the field where West Virginia Wesleyan plays football and soccer. Or if you know me personally, text me the answer. 1,000 cool points. There's going to be a corner kick, and We've seen Wesleyan almost exclusively go short. This time they go to the top of the box, headed out nicely by the Vulcans. Crowd, though, off of a loose play by Wesleyan. Wesleyan's going to reset. You almost have to think this could be almost a last gasp with 12 minutes left, about 13 minutes left to go here in the game. 12:57 to be exact. Throw into the corner. Knocked out by Thomas, and there's going to be a sub coming in for Wesleyan. Good use of the sub, trying to get some fresh legs down in the offensive zone.
Pretty sure that's number 9. Sydney Villain again.
Throw in. Some contact, nothing. Headed out. Still in this box, headed. California trying to clear it. Nothing doing. Taken by the Bobcats. And a shot on goal corralled by We Met. Braxton, now we have a little bit of time. I will give you the answer. It's Sebe Ross Field.
Sebe Ross.
I believe it's spelled CEBE - Ross Field.
I can't say I've ever would have guessed that on my own.
There's a foot race into the corner. And kicked out of play. It'll be thrown for California. Under 12 minutes left to go here in the contest. California leading 1-0. The moon's starting to shine here on a beautiful evening here in California, Pennsylvania. Off the head. Misplayed a little bit, and that was dangerous. Taken by Wesleyan. Wesleyan now gives it right back. California now dispossesses Wesleyan, going to the corner. Trying to make something happen, and it's going to go off of some hands and, or excuse me, hands. Going to go off some feet. It's going to be a goal kick. Again, that corner of the field here is a lot of times unknown to anybody because in the press boxes, because there's a lot of press box between us and that corner of the field.
Yeah, for sure.
It's a great place to watch a game. It's just that one corner can sometimes be a little tricky. Now, looks like we got some subs coming in for Wesleyan at the next stop, and Wesleyan now with a foul. Looks like the California player is down. She kind of got spun into the ground. It looks like the foul was on number 9 for Wesleyan. Sydney Villain, junior from Clarksburg, West Virginia. And California's Isabella DeGlopper was the Vulcan that went down. She will get up to take the kick, trying to get something into the penalty area. Nice, strong kick. It's going to be right on goal, collected calmly by Paula Garcia. And now Wesleyan trying to reset. Again, they have 2 subs coming in at the next opportunity. Home run pass intercepted and cut out nicely by Caitlin Bickart. And taken by Cora Wilkins from the Vulcans' far side. Again, just trying to go to the corners, eat some clock. If you get an opportunity, fine. If not, the real estate and the time are more important than the goal right now for California as they're ahead 1-0. Good defensive play by California, just keeping possession, not making anything easy for Wesleyan. Give and go in the corner. Put right on goal, taken by Garcia. Under 9 minutes left to go in the contest. And California protesting, that ball might have been over the line, and I agree with the Vulcans' Bella Gerberto. That was right in front of us, but play on is signaled by the ref.
Ooh.
Heavy contact, and that's going to be a whistle. As referee Moon's going to come over and talk to the Vulcan. We're going to see There's going to be a talking to. Is that it's going to be Kaylee Elwood. Do not believe a card has been given. No, but probably that's the ref saying something more like that, and I will get the yellow card out because that was hard play, clean play, just something that you can't do in soccer.
Yeah.
Too much contact. Pass, top of the key. Poked ahead. 3 Vulcans there. Takes a weird bounce, goes to the near side, and cleared by California. Fighting, and it's going to be finally taken by Morton. And Morton kicks it off of the leg of a Bobcat, and it'll be California possession. Throw in. Kicked around. Taken by Wesleyan. 7:19 left to go in the contest. Pass to the far side. Taken out. Kick to the corner. And it's going to be a foot race. Who will get there? Wesleyan almost won it, but good job of shielding and saving it for a corner kick as the Vulcan was the player that played it last. We got 2 subs coming in for the Bobcats.
7 and 13. Natalie Carlock and Ellie Pergolotti.
And we'll see if those players with some fresh legs will do anything to help sway the outcome of this contest. Corner kick to the far post, looking for a head, nothing there. Collect on the far side, kick back to the top of the penalty area, off the head. Good defense by the Vulcans, kick back in. Nice play from the backside for California. That was De Glopper clearing it, and good job to relieve some of the pressure. 6 minutes left to go in the contest. And Wesleyan basically is pushing everybody up in a last-ditch effort to get that equalizing goal. California might, in this situation, be able to get something on a sort of a home run pass because every player in orange and black are pushing up hard to try and get this equalizer with 5.5 left to go. Dancing through the middle. Getting some speed. Taken by the Bobcats. Villain wearing a cast on her left arm. Cleared by the Vulcans. Off the head of a Bobcat. And Wesleyan trying to corral. Now California trying to track it down. A little bit of contact, nothing called. Slide tackle taken by California, but now repossessed by the Bobcats. 5 minutes and some change left in the contest.
Yeah, these last couple of minutes here just really seem to be all the Bobcats here. As you said, they're pushing it as a last-ditch effort.
That ball is going to be pushed out of bounds. Going to be a throw in for Wesleyan. Again, under 5 minutes. For California, you just want to hunker down and defend these last couple minutes. They've played a pretty solid game here. You don't want to give up anything to sully that as looking for their first win of the campaign as they are 0-1-1. Last week tied at PSAC foe Lock Havens. There's a kick off the crossbar, off the deflection, save, taken, and we met doing a great job of stopping as now there's some argument down there with the official as that was probably the best chance that Wesleyan has had all night in Braxton. I'm not sure what the disagreement was down there after the initial shot. I don't know if maybe there was a loose foot coming in somewhere or what was going on, but we met just saved the night for California.
Oh, yeah, at that point, the ball hit the crossbar, was able to redirect herself and get back down for the second save, but great play there by We Met.
We Met strongly gets it out there, gets it on the foot of a new Vulcan in there, Christiana Sims. As that's going to be a throw in for California, and California in no hurry to get to that ball. Just let the clock tick, tick, tick as we go under 4 minutes, and it's not going to be thrown, it's going to be a kick. is on that far side. Sometimes hard to see what's going on. Off the head of the Bobcats. Taken back. A little stutter there as they gain possession, trying to get something. Foot race, and it's going to be won by California. As going to the ground with it is Ouimet. I believe that's probably the first time we've seen her have to make that decision, whether to stay back or come up. Makes the right call there. Will dribble it a few times and boot it deep into this Knight as Sims gets a foot on. Nice little pass. Foot race. California now has a chance. 1-on-2. Ball on the ground. As it was 1-on-2, but a great pass by Sims. And if anything else, that just keeps the clock ticking and keeping the game-tying goal about 200 feet away from the California goal. So I had to do some quick math to figure out how far away they were. There's a kick and a foot race, and taken by Ouimet. 2:43 left to go. And we're actually going to think Wesleyan's going to maybe have one, maybe two more good chances in this game if they can get possession. So,
yeah, game with a score like this, it's not over till it's over. So the Vulcans can't really afford at this point to be complacent or anything. Even these last few minutes here, the Bobcats have just kept the pressure up.
Sims loses possession on the far side, but she's been a pretty feisty player since she came in a few minutes ago for the Vulcans. A lot of speed out there. Throw in for Wesleyan, far side. Off of a few bodies into one of the side nets. Quickly thrown back in. And again, this might be chance one of two the Bobcats might get. Quickly corralled as California will get the throw in as we're at 1:47. Off the heads. Give and go now. And California just snuffing that rally out. Good job of winning the middle, and California's been doing a great job all night of winning that middle third of the pitch. Yep. Wesleyan now trying to get something going. Ball's on the ground. Corralled nicely by California. As it's going to be redirected and taken by Ouimet. As the Bobcats, Natalie Carlock from Eastville, California, just
1 minute remaining.
Jumps over Ouimet. 1 minute left to go. Once again, I'd like to thank everyone for joining us here on CUTV Sports 1 and the PSAC Digital Network. And also like to thank our wonderful crew. Braxton Turner commentating with me tonight. Your sister Noah directing. A couple new people, Layla on graphics. James Salvatore on camera. Adam Crawford on camera. And our good man Tyler also up on camera. Nate down on the field taking pictures, so team effort tonight. Our soccer expert John Sape is in rehearsals right now for Clown Bar with the Vulcan Theater Department, so make sure if you're a fan of the theater or a fan of John Sape to go see that in the end of October. As we're at 10 seconds left to go in the game, and unless something crazy happens, it looks like Braxton, the California Vulcans will get their first win of the 2024 campaign and even their record to 1-1-1 with a 1-0 win over the West Virginia Wesleyan Bobcats. And Braxton, quickly before we wrap it up, any final thoughts?
Just altogether a good game put together here by both teams, but especially the Vulcans, able to really rally that those last few minutes of this game out, even with the Bobcats having possession for the majority of the seemed like of that second half here. But a good game, and Guessly, good cohesion here shown by this Vulcan team.
And once again, California wins 1-0 on a goal at about the 29-29 mark by Alicia Green. California wins 1-0. Once again, for my entire crew, Braxton Turner, you've been listening and watching CUTV Sports 1. Vulcan Soccer on the PSAC Digital Network, and we'll see you this weekend for the Vulcan Invitation Volleyball Tournament. Good night, everybody.